Hello, this is Lisa from Happy Stamp, and today we're going to make this shadow box. I saw this idea from Walla Stamping, I believe it is, Nina Walla Stamping, and she did this. I kind of stepped it up a little bit, so it's the same thing, but I stepped mine up just a tad. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so you're going to need a piece of, I used cherry cobbler, and it is 8 1/4 by 8 1/4. You're going to bring in your scoreboard, and you're going to score every 1/2 inch up to 2 inches, all the way around your cardstock. So a 1/2 inch. Oh, I hate it when I jump track. It happens all the time. 1 inch. 1 1/2 inches, and 2. And you're going to do that all the way around. If you take a piece of wax paper and run it over your paper, your cardstock, it helps your stylus glide better. I don't have any in here right at the moment. And I don't want to skip around and not show you the whole process. So this video may be just a tad longer than normal. Hopefully not too bad. Alright, so I've scored it at a 1/2 inch up to 2 inches on all 4 corners. Since I skipped track on this one right here, I am going to, let's see, try and get rid of that piece right there. So, what I need to do is pick 2 sides opposite each other. You're going to go to 2 1/2, and you're going to make a score line just down to the second score line. Then you're going to come over to 5 3/4 and go down just to the second score line. Okay? And then you're going to opposite side and do the same thing. So 2 1/2 down to the second score line, and 5 3/4 down to the second score line. You're going to do that to the opposite sides of the cardstock. All right. Now you're going to take your bone folder, and you are going to score or crease on all of these score lines. So you're going to do that all the way around. Alright, sorry about that. Got excited about a TV show. Alright, so we're going to, like I said, we're going to do that all the way around. Right, and then I just go back on them just to reinforce that fold. So I have 2 sides left. Go all the way around. All right, last one. All right, now you're going to the side that you scored at the 2.5 mark and the 5 3/4 mark, you're going to take your scissors and you're going to snip up to, you're going to cut up to the second score line, cut at a diagonal, back down, and cut this off. Okay? You're going to do that on these two sides that are opposite each other. So, down to the second score line, diagonal, down, and cut this off. All right. Now we're going to do that on the other side. Down, second score line, diagonal, down, and we're going to cut this off. All right. Last one. Cut this down, diagonal, down to the fourth score line, and then we're going to cut this off. All right, so it's going to look like this. All right, now these two that are opposite each other, this is the middle of your box. You're going to fold this over the second score line. You're going to take some of your tear and tape, and you're going to get tear and tape right up to the edge of this crease and tear it off. Or cut it off, whichever works for you. You're going to do that on the ones that are opposite each other. So you're going to fold this one down on the second score line, and then on this score line right here, you're going to tape your tear and tape, and you're going to get that right on that fold there. You can cut it or you can tear it. All right, I'm going to get my paper piercer here, and let's take the backing off of this and save those because you're going to need them in a minute. I know that sounds weird, but you're going to need them. Okay, got that one started. All right, so you're going to take this, turn it up, make sure that's good and tucked in, and you're going to fold it straight over on itself. So there's the first part of your shadow box right there. Fold that back. Fold this down. Fold it up. Make sure you have that good and tight down there, and fold it right over on itself. Okay? And then fold that back. All right, now turn it so it's this way. You're going to take your tear and tape again, and on these diagonals right here, you're going to put a piece of tear and tape, and it is okay if it goes over that diagonal right there. You just want to make sure that it's right up to the edge there. And you're going to do that on all four. All right. All right, now you're going to take these off, and we're going to save these too. We need all these little thingies here. Okay. You're going to take some of this and you're going to put it, because you want it, this is going to be folded back on itself, but you don't want it to stick yet. But if you leave it like this, you're not going to have anything to grab to try and get it out. So that's why you need these little pieces here. Oops. And then you're going to do the same thing on the other side. Oops, that one's been stuck down. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Go right there. All right, now you're going to do the same thing. You're going to fold this over, and we're going to put tear and tape on that first fold just like we did on the other two. Right up to the score line. Okay, do that on the other side. Fold that over. Right up to the score line. Cut that off. All right, so we're going to take this protective piece off here. Tear that off. These are going to be flat, and we're going to do the same thing. Make sure it's good and tucked in there and fold that over. And if it sticks a little bit, just take your paper piercing tool and get that right in there. Okay, just like that. We're going to do the same thing. Stand that up, make sure it's nice and tight down there, and fold it over. Okay. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to take these pieces of paper off. Let me get my tweezers here. I got one stuck on the inside. Okay. Okay. And one more. All right. Now, you're going to fold these up, and you're going to get those nice and tight in your corners there before, now we're going to press down right here because that's where the tear and tape is, right there on that corner. Same thing. Make sure you get it nice and tight in there. And we're going to do that on all four corners. Okay. All right, and there is your shadow box. That was pretty easy, huh? All right. And one of these sides had, oh, there it is. So I'm going to put that down at the bottom here. All right. All right. Now, this is from the designer series paper that is in the annual catalog, and it is called Be Merry. And it has trees on one side, and it has this fun, I don't know what it is. But I thought, to me, once you get it in here, it kind of looks like icicles hanging down. So I took this piece, and this piece measures 3 1/8 by 3 1/8. And I am going to use some Tombow, so I have a little wiggle room here. And make sure the lines are going up and down. And get that right in there. And then I'm going to take my bone folder. And make sure that get that all in there good. Okay. All right. Awesome. Then I'm going to take a piece of Whisper White. That looks like it's got something on that side. I take my bone folder and If I notice that the edges have a little lip on them from when you cut them, I just take my bone folder over and kind of straighten them out. All right, so this, I'm going to use the Carols of Christmas, and I'm going to use the Deck the Halls. I have a black D here. I have my Cherry Cobbler ink. And I'm going to ink that up real good. And I'm going to bring it down so that I can try and get this. You don't want it in the middle. You want it centered left to right, but you want it up towards the top because the little deer is right below the H there. So, but you don't want it way up there. So let's see how we do here. All right, not too bad. Okay, so we're going to let that dry for a second. I am going to close this up so I don't get my hands in it. I'm going to bring in my Big Shot. We are going to be using the card front builder framelits that go with the stamp set. I'm going to take the tree, the deer, and this little holly here. Now I've already cut out 2 of the little hollies because I need 3 all together. So I have 2 here. So let's take a piece of Early Espresso, and we're going to cut the deer out with that. We will take Garden Green. And we'll get a tree and another holly out of that. All right. Run that through. That out of here. So we have our little tree here, and we have our holly. These out of the way. There's our 3 holly and our reindeer. All right, let's get this stuff out of here. All right, to get the little berries on the holly, all I did was take our 1/8" hole punch. See if I got any in there. Nope. And a piece of Cherry Cobbler. And I'm just going to punch some holes. And we will open that up. And there's one missing here somewhere. It'll fall out when I punch this one, I'm sure. Oh, it's stuck on there. Of course, I've never had that happen before. All right, let's try it one more time. There we go. All right, good deal. Oh, it was on the paper piercer. Or rather, all right, so we're going to take our little hollies. I'm going to put some glue on the end down here. And I'm just going to kind of smear it around. Now not a lot. Then I'm going to take my little toothpick. This has dried Tombow on the end of it. Once Tombow dries, it becomes tacky. And I put it on the end of my toothpick here, and then I can pick these little pieces up for your punch art. Okay. All right, so there is one. All right, here's the second one. My stuff is sticking all to me everywhere. Okay. All right, let those dry. Now for our tree, I'm going to take some rhinestones. These are the old rhinestones. I've got tons of them, so I'm going to have to use those up before they're the same thing as the new ones, but they're just in the old style package. So I'm using the smallest ones. And I'm putting them all over this tree here. They are very sparkly. All right. And maybe one more down here. All right. Okay. Now I'm going to take my box back. I'm going to put my... All right. So I'm going to get some glue here. I'm going to tape mount our Deck the Halls in the center of this. All right, just like that. Then I'm going to take our little berries here, and we'll take a little glue, put that on the back. And those go up in the corners, up in the top two corners, and down in the right corner. And I should have put my Wink of Stella on the berries, because I put Wink of Stella on the berries. And I did it last time too. I forgot to put it on before I put them on the project. And all I did was take my Wink of Stella, my clear Wink of Stella, and I just put it on the berries. Give them a little sparkle. Okay. Then I took my, what is this, double stitched 1/4 inch cherry cobbler. ribbon. And we will see how good I do this on camera. Because usually it's not very good. You can have either way, the cross stitch or it's got lines on there too. So I just put this on here. You kind of got to fiddle with it to get the cross stitch on both sides, kind of turn it. And maybe use a glue dot to get it to stick the way you want it to. All right. I didn't like that bow, so I took it apart. Or not, I guess it is. And then my other son is upstairs, and he turned the music up really loud, so I had to holler at him to turn that down for a minute. We're almost done. Okay, let's try this again. All right, well, I think this one is going to have to do. It's not the best, but it's not the worst, so. All right, so let's cut this off here, and we'll cut this off here. And then I'm also going to take a glue dot, kind of roll it up a little bit, and I'm going to put that behind the knot so that it does not go anywhere. And I'm also going to put a couple on the back. All right, now it is not going anywhere. Okay, there we go. All right, now we're going to take our tree, and I'm going to put some down at the bottom. I also wanted to put the ribbon on before I put the tree on, so that I knew how far down to kind of put the tree. Oop, and I did that on the wrong side, darn it. Wipe that off. Goes on this side. Okay. And it'll be tacky on that side, but it's not going to hurt anything because it's not going to stick to anything, so. Get that in there. All right. Make sure, oh my goodness. Make sure it's straight and not leaning. There we go, I think I got it. Hold that for a minute or so, a second or so, and then we will take our deer and just put a little bit behind our deer here. And that's going to stand like it's standing right at the back of the box. just like that. All right, I think that is it. Here we go. So this is the first one. This is the one we just completed. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave me a message below. All supplies can be purchased through my online store at www.stampinup.net. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Bye.